How I Went from Sad to Glad. My simple 4-step GLAD blueprint to transform your health, weight, mindset, and reach your goals with joy and ease. By Jen J.J. Judd. Dedication. To my wife, Dawn, who was one of the catalysts that began me on this journey of discovery, your constant encouragement of my writing and work, your unwavering support, and yes, your patience with my endless nutritional talk and fruit puns mean the world to me. I wouldn't want to be on this ride with anyone else. I'm proud of you and I love you. Thank you. To my family, my beautiful mom, Kathy, who has encouraged me in everything I do since I was a child. I appreciate the wonderful foundation of kindness, standing in my purpose, and enjoying the journey that you have instilled in me. To my amazing sister, Brooke, who is on her own health journey, your strength in enduring struggles and coming out on top is inspiring. And to my little sister, Lily, I am so proud of you. You have a big heart, and watching you grow into the person that you are today fills me with so much joy. Your love and support have been a blessing and a foundation in my life. To my stepdad, Kenny, for your endless encouragement, humor, and always being there. To my Uncle Dave, for your constant support and inspiration, and my Uncle Jack, for your belief in my dreams and the laughter you've brought into my life. To your incredible wives, Bridget and Teresa, and your families, Little Dave, Amanda, Val, Brandon, Daniel, Michael, and Tara, thank you for cheering me on every step of the way. Tara, your early belief in this book back in 2020, before it even existed, means more than words can say. To my family friend Debbie and her grandson Dylan, thank you for your kindness and encouragement. And to Amber, Debbie's daughter and my childhood friend, who is no longer with us, this mention is a tribute to your memory and the impact you had on those around you. To Miss Kim for being a wonderful friend, not only to my mom and our family, but always encouraging my endeavors and being there. To my grandfather, Pop, who taught me the value of work ethic and consistency and always encouraged me. May you rest in peace. Your lessons and unwavering belief in me will never be forgotten. To my great grandmom Judd and Nan Isabel, Nan for encouraging my writing and always reminding me that I could do anything I set my mind to, and great grandmom for helping me value education. May you both rest in peace. Your love and guidance remain in my heart. A special thank you to my Aunt Peggy, who has believed in me since I was a child. Your love, encouragement, and faith in me have meant the world, and I appreciate you more than words can express. To her daughter and to my cousin Liz for her inspiration and accomplishment in writing her own books, too. To Dawn's family, Jasmine, Malik, little Malik, and Nikki, for the role you've played in my life, and to her mom, Janice, who always encouraged our business ventures and blessed us with her unwavering support. Your memory is always in our heart. To my friends, both from childhood and those I've met along this path. To my childhood friend Amy D. for celebrating milestones with me, even joining my current Amazing Plants Formers Club. Your constant encouragement throughout the years from you and your family is a blessing. To Amy E. and all of my high school crew, I appreciate being connected to you and your families via social media. You all played an important role in shaping my early life. To Becky for always being there and her beautiful girls, my goddaughter Kayla and Chloe and Jules. To all of my Facebook friends in the Vegan Knowledge and Raw Vegan Knowledge groups, Instagram followers, and all that I have met online, your journeys continue to inspire me and others. I truly appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. To Coach Chad and all of ADT, thank you for your encouragement and constant support for my book. You've become amazing friends who feel like family to me and Dawn. To my first coaching client and now great friend, Muriel, watching your transformation has been truly inspiring. Your family has become like our own now. My special buddy, Rogue, and your daughter, Michelle, thank you for your continued encouragement. Congrats on your own amazing journeys and the inspiration you bring to others. To my friend and amazing Transformers VIP, Diana, may you stay strong in your journey to recovery. You are a special plant-based buddy I met along this path. To the amazing fruitarians, vegans, plant-based influencers, and mentors who are making a difference in the world. A special mention to Mariquita, who has become one of my best friends in this community. Your tireless efforts to help animals remind me why this mission matters so much. And to my friend Angela, an incredible fitness instructor whose unwavering passion for educating women on the power of strength training and fitness continues to inspire me, not just in movement, but in mindset and dedication. To Jamie Love, for your inspiration to write books, for the originals in the movement, and for your website and resources, Don Bennett. To my Veganology JJ community on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, you encourage me every day to keep going. Special shout out to Carl and Tessa for always being there. Shout out to Tiffany and Carrie from YouTube too for being so kind on my journey. I appreciate you. To my amazing Transformers VIP club where I get to share advice and watch others grow. Thank you for trusting me on your journey. Kelly, Cheryl, and James, for your participation means the world to me. And I'm truly honored to be part of your journeys. To everyone who has featured me on their shows and podcasts, to Xenia for your collaboration, and Kathy Hester and Cheryl, I'm deeply grateful to those I couldn't list by name. Please know I'm speaking directly to you. You know who you are, and your support has helped spread this message farther than I ever imagined. I appreciate you more than words can express. To my colleague in the YouTube world, Chuck, thank you for encouraging me and agreeing to help edit and review the book. Your support has been invaluable. To my coworkers throughout the years and the friends I've made along the way, Gina, for your consistent encouragement of my work, and my lead Jen, along with Sam and all of my current friends at NAF. I appreciate your support in my journey. Elizabeth, Tabitha, Ashley, Michelle, and Des, thank you for reading my fitness tips in my emails. I live my life in constant gratitude, and I'm truly thankful for everyone who has been a part of my story and helped me along this path. To those I couldn't mention by name, your impact is deeply felt, and I carry your encouragement with me every step of the way. This book is also for you. Thank you. To you, the reader, I truly appreciate you taking time to read my work. It is for you that I have poured my entire heart and soul into this life-changing book and blueprint. If you're like I once was, questioning whether food really plays a role in your health and happiness, believing medication is the only choice, or setting goals but struggling to reach them, this book is for you. Often, one small discovery can change the entire course of your life, and I hope this blueprint becomes that discovery for you. To all the animals, including my beloved cat Tux, we love you, and you'll always be in my heart. To my two current furry companions, Menu and Neo, and to all the animals who don't have a voice. If this book helps even one person see the beauty in all animals, I am grateful to have expanded that perception. Their fate is shifting as more people awaken to the truth, and may our collective decisions lead to a kinder, more compassionate world. Above all, I thank God for guiding me to my purpose, for opening my heart and mind to this journey, and for the gift of this life. Without His wisdom and light, I would not be where I am today, sharing this message with you. My life has found purpose in guiding others through transformation. Using my own journey and my knowledge from my psychology degree, this book is my way of sharing what I've learned so you, too, can break free, thrive, and step into the healthiest, happiest version of yourself while loving the journey along the way. With gratitude, Jen, JJ, Judd. Introduction. From sad to glad, a journey of transformation. I grew up in a small town where my family followed what many consider a normal diet, the standard American diet, SAD. SAD is a diet high in processed foods, refined sugars and animal products, and unhealthy fats. It often includes fast food, sugary cereals, deep-fried snacks, sodas, and meals that prioritize convenience over nutrition. A funny acronym, right? But what's not so funny is that I, like many others, grew up believing that steak, McDonald's Happy Meals, and TV dinners were the norm. Milk does a body good, we were told, and every meal included meat because, after all, protein was essential. My grandmother always encouraged me to eat bananas for potassium. She'd be proud looking down at the number of bananas I eat today. But despite these seemingly healthy habits, my body was telling a different story. As a child, I was full of energy and played sports, but by my late teens, I started experiencing a nagging back pain that got progressively worse. I tried everything: stretches, massages, and eventually over the counter medications that became a daily routine. A doctor once mentioned that my spine might be slightly curved, and I chalked it up to genetics, believing I was stuck with the pain for life. On top of that, I suffered from seasonal allergies that plagued me year after year, with constant congestion, watery eyes, and extended colds that lingered for weeks. I accepted it all as normal, never questioning that food might play a role in my struggles. As I entered my early 30s, the weight gain became more noticeable. I reached my heaviest weight of 185 pounds. My wife, Dawn, and I were running our delivery business, often eating food on the go, processed, convenient, and far from nutritious. I tried various diets from turkey sandwiches and cornflakes to low-carb fads like Atkins. Some worked temporarily, but none were sustainable, and the back pain, allergies, and constant fatigue always returned. Despite it all, I believed I was relatively healthy. After all, I wasn't eating all day. I had just one meal and sometimes a salad, which I thought was clean eating. But looking back, my salads were often drenched in ranch dressing and topped with grilled chicken. I had no idea how much my body was silently struggling. Chapter 1: A Life-Changing Discovery. One seemingly ordinary day, while looking for instructions on how to grow sprouts and microgreens in our kitchen, Dawn stumbled across a documentary called Raw. It showcased people healing from chronic illnesses by eating only raw fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds, uncooked, in their natural state. The concept blew my mind. How could I never have thought about eating food in its raw, unaltered form? What really caught my attention was Woody Harrelson, a well-known actor, famous for his role on the hit sitcom Cheers. He shared how cutting out dairy eliminated his allergies and how adding raw foods gave him boundless energy. Hearing someone so well known and respected talk about these changes made me think, if it worked for him, maybe it could work for me too. I had always been interested in trying different diets, constantly searching for ways to lose weight and feel better. So naturally, I thought, could this be the way to finally lose weight for me too? That's when I decided to try it for just 3 days. Chapter 2: The Start of Something Unexpected. That same evening, filled with excitement and curiosity, I went out and bought every vegetable I could think of. My kitchen turned into what I jokingly called Salad Central. I kept fasting throughout the day, as I usually did for work, but instead of my typical meal, I dove into massive, colorful salads. I listened to podcasts and read articles about the health benefits of cucumbers, lettuce, and avocados as I prepared my meals. I even categorized my veggies, some for savory dressings, others for sweeter flavors. As I learned about the benefits of each vegetable or fruit, I would excitedly add it to my salad. What started as a simple meal quickly turned into a towering masterpiece. In one old photo from 2019, my salad was literally taller than me. To keep things interesting, I started wrapping my salad ingredients into a piece of spinach or lettuce, dipping them into the dressing like little mini lettuce tacos. Without even realizing it, I was making my meals fun and exciting. I remember one evening when Dawn sat down with her standard meal. As I eagerly organized my food, she looked at me and said, "You look so happy eating that. It makes me want to eat it too." On day one, I was running on pure adrenaline. By day two, my body still craved dense foods, so I had a few cashews to satisfy the feeling. But by day three, something incredible happened. I felt an energy surge unlike anything I'd experienced before. I decided to keep going. Chapter 3: A Miracle Unfolds. Within 30 days, something unbelievable happened. My 18 years of chronic back pain vanished. I didn't even realize it at first until one evening when I came home, stretched as usual, and realized I didn't need to. For the first time in my life, I had no seasonal allergies, no sneezing, no congestion, nothing. Within 6 months, I had lost 55 pounds and returned to the weight I had in high school. I had more energy, clarity, and an overwhelming sense of well-being. It felt like I had been given a second chance at life. I couldn't believe I had spent years suffering when the solution was so simple: whole, raw, natural foods. Chapter 4. What is GLAD? G.L.A.D. When I started writing this book, my goal wasn't just to tell my story. It was to help others understand why transformation happens and how they can achieve it too. Early on, I realized something crucial. What changed wasn't my diet. It wasn't me. I was still me. What changed was my mindset, my perspectives, and my confidence in what I was doing. That shift made all the difference. Once I understood that success wasn't about rigid rules or external plans, but about the way I approached my goals and challenges, everything became simpler. That is why I set out to help you. I mapped out the exact blueprint that made me successful, not just in my health journey, but in other areas of my life as well. This book is my way of sharing that blueprint with you so you can achieve the same lasting results. My background in psychology, combined with years of experience coaching others to achieve their own goals in my various professional roles, gave me a deeper understanding of what holds people back and how to help them break through those barriers. My sincere love and passion for teaching helped me create this blueprint because helping people find real success is what drives me every day. Along the way, I had a powerful realization. People don't fail because they lack the desire to change. They fail because they've never been shown how to. We've been programmed to believe that the key to success is finding the right plan, the perfect meal plan, workout routine, or checklist that will magically deliver results. But those plans only focus on surface level tactics. What they miss entirely is the mindset necessary for real, lasting change. GLAD is not just another meal plan, it's a blueprint for building the foundation you need to succeed. No matter what your goal is, it helps you get beneath the surface to understand why you want to accomplish something and how to navigate the ups and downs that inevitably come with change. It's not about giving you rigid rules or the latest diet trend. It's about teaching you the skills and mindset that make success not just possible, but sustainable. This framework will help you stop the cycle of jumping from one plan to the other, endlessly chasing the next thing that might work. Instead, you'll learn how to set meaningful goals, adapt to challenges, and develop the wisdom to navigate your own unique journey no matter what life throws at you. More importantly, you'll discover how to make the process fun and exciting, building confidence that inspires you to keep going, not because you have to, but because you want to. True motivation doesn't come from feeling forced into something. It comes from the freedom to do what you love and the confidence that you can do it. You'll also begin to recognize hidden beliefs that have been holding you back, beliefs you may not even realize are there. Letting go of those beliefs is one of the most powerful steps toward transformation. In this book, you'll begin to understand how to break free from the limitations you've unconsciously placed on yourself. Once that happens, success starts to feel natural and effortless. You've probably heard of an algorithm for social media. Essentially, this book teaches you how to create your own algorithm that you control with empowering thoughts. It inspires true, lasting changes that allow you to finally reach your goals. Each chapter in this book breaks down one of the four key elements of GLAD: goals, learning, action, and discipline, and shows you how to apply them to every area of your life. You'll discover why your lofty goals often fail, how to shift your focus to what truly matters, and how to finally achieve the success you deserve. This isn't about perfection or overnight results. It's about feeling comfortable and confident in your process, knowing you have the tools to keep moving forward. By the end of this book, you'll not only have a plan, but you'll have the clarity, mindset, and strategy to make that plan work for you. And more importantly, you'll have the ability to stop starting over and start seeing real progress. This isn't about perfection or overnight results. It's about feeling comfortable and confident in your process, knowing you have the tools to keep moving forward. By the end of this book, you'll not only have a plan, you'll have the clarity, mindset, and strategy to make that plan work for you. And more importantly, you'll have the ability to stop starting over and start seeing real progress. That is why at the end of this book, you'll find a customized, interactive quiz that I created to help you take everything you've learned and turn it into actionable steps. This quiz is designed to give you personalized feedback and clear insights to get you started on your journey towards lasting success. It's your next step toward becoming the best version of yourself. So get ready. Chapter 1 is just the beginning. Be open to new perspectives, get excited, and prepare to be inspired. The life you've imagined is within reach. Together, we'll unlock it. Chapter 5, G, Goals. Introduction to Goals, the key to momentum. Goals set the stage for everything. They give us direction, purpose, and clarity. But too often we create these big, distant goals that feel so far out of reach, they end up gathering dust on the shelf instead of inspiring action. Think about it. How many times have you set a goal that's been sitting in your mental goal land for over 6 months with no action taken? It's not because the goal is unachievable. It's because we forget about the power of sub goals. By definition, a goal is an idea of the future or desired result that a person envisions, plans, and commits to achieving. But here's the key. You'll never get there if you can't see the small steps between where you are now and where you want to be. For example, let's say you have a goal to go to California. That's great. But if you don't figure out how you're getting there, booking the flight, planning your route, saving the money, the idea of that trip will feel overwhelming. Without those smaller steps, your brain decides it's too complicated and you focus on easier, more achievable tasks that give you an immediate sense of accomplishment. It feels good in the short term, but it keeps you stuck right where you are. The same thing happens with diet and weight loss. If you've ever said, I want to lose weight or I want to go plant based, but still find that goal hanging around 6 months or longer later, it's because there's no clear sub goal to help you take action. You need that next step to build momentum. Believe in your progress and keep moving forward. As your journey progresses, your sub goals may shift and evolve, sometimes leading you to new goals you've never imagined. That's the beauty of it. Every step brings you closer to that ultimate destination while opening doors to unexpected opportunities along the way. And here's where it all comes together. Each letter in the G.L.A.D framework fits like a puzzle piece, building toward the life and dreams you've always wanted. When I reflect on my journey, I realize that my initial goal was incredibly simple. I just wanted to lose weight. That was it. But as I progressed, my goals evolved. First, I wanted to keep weight off. Then, I wanted to never experience back pain or allergies again. From there, I focused on finding alternatives for meat, then later on learning about true nutrition and returning to raw foods. My goal shifted again to understanding the body at a cellular level, studying why and how my body had healed. Then something bigger happened. My goal became about advocating for animals and educating others on the healing power of their bodies and helping people shift their mindsets through coaching. Eventually, my goal turned into writing this very book. This all started with one small goal. If I had set out to become an expert in nutrition, mindset shifts, and write a book while also going vegan, I would have felt overwhelmed. My success came from focusing on small, achievable steps. Most people don't struggle with setting goals. They struggle with setting too many, making them vague, or failing to take action. If I had only set the goal of writing a book, I would still be sitting here in 2025 with nothing published. The moment I broke it down, writing an outline, completing the introduction, committing to a schedule, my goal became a reality in just a few months. Success requires going all in with clear, actionable steps. The same applies to your health goals. Let's break them down into something achievable and make it happen. When setting goals, especially around diet, it's important to focus on what you're adding rather than what you're taking away. If your mindset is centered on restriction, what you can't have, it becomes a struggle. Instead, shift your attention to all the incredible foods and experiences you're gaining. When I started this journey, I didn't dwell on eliminating meat, dairy, or processed foods. Instead, I became excited about all the vibrant fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds I could enjoy. This approach made my transition feel abundant rather than limiting. As you work through your goals, remember that lasting change comes from embracing what enriches your life, not just removing what doesn't serve you. By framing your sub goals around adding value, you create a mindset that sets you up to this, a powerful sequence of events that lead you to your goals. This is something very important to me. Rather than focusing solely on weight loss, it's far more powerful to focus on optimal weight and overall well being. While weight loss may be a great sub goal, remember the real key is consuming enough calories to support the energy your body expends. Other factors may come into play, but maintaining a clear focus and having a solid blueprint to guide you will help you reach your goals without feeling restricted or overwhelmed. What I've found to be truly transformative is eating whole, natural foods, foods that nourish and fuel your body, promoting long term health rather than just quick fixes. Shifting your focus in this way not only helps you reach your optimal weight, but also enhances your energy, clarity, and a deeper connection to your body's needs. Keep this in mind as you move through this book. Take notes and reflect on what resonates with you. At the end, you'll find an interactive quiz that will help you customize an exact approach to move closer to your goals, along with a downloadable workbook to put everything into action. Before you move on, take a moment to reflect. What's a goal you've had for years, or perhaps a recent one you want to accomplish? It can be related to your health, career, relationships, or anything meaningful to you. Hold on to that thought as we continue. This book will help you see how the pieces fit together and guide you toward your next steps. Chapter 6, L. Learning, the key to transformation. If I had to name the single most powerful factor that changed in my life, it wasn't just the food. It was learning. This chapter dives deep into how learning can change everything. It's not just about gaining knowledge, it's about applying what you've learned and allowing it to transform your life. We'll explore how learning helped me move from following tactics like meal plans and recipes to building solid principles and ultimately reaching a place of wisdom. Real transformation happens when you stop chasing quick fixes and start understanding the deeper whys behind your choices. You'll also discover how each level of learning, from basic tactics to deep rooted wisdom, can guide you toward lasting change. Along the way, I'll share real life examples from my own journey, like how my 3-day experiment with raw foods turned into a life changing discovery. In this chapter, we'll also uncover limiting beliefs that might be holding you back, how to recognize them, and how to break free so you can reach your full potential. Keep reading because this journey of learning might just be the thing that transforms your life too. I didn't wake up one day and suddenly decide to be raw vegan forever. I didn't instinctively know how digestion worked or that certain foods were directly causing my allergies and back pain. When I started, I barely knew the difference between vegan and vegetarian. I thought milk was essential and meat was the best source of protein. Like most people, I believed if you had health issues, you needed medication. If you wanted to lose weight, you needed portion control or a low carb diet. If you had seasonal allergies, you were just unlucky. That was the world I knew. And then I learned something different. How learning changes everything. When I first heard about raw foods, I was skeptical but curious. The idea of eating only raw fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds felt extreme, but I had always experimented with different diets. So I thought, what's the worst that could happen? I set a 3-day goal to try it. At first, I kept thinking about what I was giving up. No cooked food, no comforting meals, but then something incredible happened. I started hearing the benefits of the food I was eating. I listened to interviews while chopping my vegetables and watched videos that broke down the benefits of various whole foods. I learned that cucumbers hydrate and flush toxins. Avocados are packed with brain boosting healthy fats. Leafy greens support digestion and mineral balance. With every bite, I felt like I was fueling my body with something powerful. What started as just eating a salad turned into nourishing myself intentionally. By day 3, my energy was so high that I decided to keep going. Every evening, I turned on another video or podcast. I started hearing incredible transformations, stories of people reversing disease, healing chronic pain, and finding new levels of energy they've never thought possible. Their excitement fueled mine. Food was no longer about weight loss, it was about feeding my body what it was meant to eat. And when I started waking up each day feeling better than the day before, I had one thought: why didn't I know this before? This is what fueled me and made me so passionate to share this knowledge and discoveries by creating social media and YouTube channel and the show called Amazing Transformations to share with others what I had learned along with transformational stories of others, plant-based doctors and experts, from tactics to wisdom. Once we start learning, the journey naturally unfolds in levels. To truly transform, it's not enough to focus on just one part. You have to keep moving upward, from tactics to strategy to principles and eventually wisdom. Each level builds on the one before, and understanding how they work together is key to lasting change. One of my mentors once said, the reason people fail to reach their goals isn't a lack of effort, it's getting stuck at the wrong level of success. As a coach and mentor, I see this all the time. People constantly ask for recipes, meal plans, or guidance on what to eat. They search for tactics, what specific foods they should consume. Even if they move beyond tactics and create a strategy, they often stop there. But without a deeper shift in mindset, they end up back in their same old habits instead of reaching lasting change. I want to share a profound concept that will help you break free from simply gaining new information and step into real, lasting transformation. Learning is a broad category, but what truly takes people beyond just collecting information and into deep, lasting change is integration. It's not about knowing what to do, it's about embodying it, making it a part of who you are, principles you live by, so that your choices become second nature rather than a constant struggle. Think of success as a ladder with 4 levels. Tactics, these are the basics: learning what to eat, what recipes to follow, how to incorporate more raw foods like fruits and vegetables. People may stock up on plant based foods, but without a plan, they often return to their old habits. Strategy. Strategy is your roadmap. How are you making your tactics work in real life? Are you preparing meals ahead? Will you include transitional foods? Have you created a structured plan that fits in your lifestyle? Without strategy, tactics remain scattered and ineffective. Maybe you have all the equipment to start working out, but without a plan, it sits unused. Maybe you've stocked your kitchen with fruits and vegetables, but without structure, you revert to old eating habits. Principles. This is your why. Principles for me have changed throughout my journey, but they are what led to lasting change. Learning to know why you're eating this way is important, not just for diet, but for any major shift in life. Knowledge is okay, but we need an understanding of why for lasting change. I recommend exploring the whys of others and researching for yourself for deeper understanding. Without understanding the principle of nutrition, you might listen to others who say you need meat for protein, leading to doubt. But with strong principles, you stand firm in your choices, knowing the truth. These principles ingrained deeply in me once I realized that the food choices I made directly affected my health and the lives of animals. Understanding that milk is designed to help a calf grow hundreds of pounds in a short time, or that cooked meat left in a pan forms a thick white residue that similarly builds up in our arteries, changed my perspective forever. Wisdom. Transformation. The ability to navigate challenges, adapt, and stay true to your path based on deep rooted understanding. Once I learned about animal suffering and the ethical side of veganism, I could never be swayed to eat meat again. Having the knowledge of how the body truly works beyond just tactics gave me the confidence to continue. If you never reach the level of principles, lasting change will always be just out of reach. Otherwise, it's simply gathering information, knowing what to do, but not truly embodying it. That's why when you work through your goals in the learning section of your workbook, there's a reminder to focus on understanding the why behind your choices. True wisdom doesn't come all at once. It unfolds through experience. You may not have all the answers right away, but if your curiosity is sparked, keep going. Follow that path until you uncover your deeper why. A great example of this is that from many vegans that I know who adopt a plant-based diet for the animals tend to stay in the lifestyle longer than those who don't. This illustrates the power of principles. When something becomes a deeply held value rather than just diet or temporary change, it sticks. For others like me, that deeper connection develops over time. It might start with learning a single fact, joining new communities, or hearing insights from experts. Each layer of understanding strengthens our commitment and expands our perspective. Being aware of this process is crucial. Otherwise, you risk limiting yourself before you've even had the chance to truly reach transformation to reach your goal. Is there a goal in your life that you've been striving for but feel stuck in the cycle of gathering information without truly applying it? What would it take for you to move beyond collecting facts and start embodying the principles that lead to lasting change? When I first began this journey, I struggled with all of the conflicting information out there, but as I deepened my learning, I came to understand certain principles that allowed me to be confident in my choices, no longer swayed by diet trends or misinformation. Here are some of those key principles: meat, dairy, and disease. What we consume directly impacts our health. High saturated fat from meat and dairy clogs arteries, leading to high blood pressure and heart disease. Many people don't realize that what appears as a random heart attack often results from years of plaque buildup. Leftover fat residue. If you've ever cooked meat in a pan and let it sit, you'll notice a thick white residue once it cools. This same saturated fat can congeal in your arteries, making it harder for blood to flow and forcing your heart to work overtime. Dairy's intended purpose. Milk is formulated to grow a calf rapidly. Its high saturated fat, hormones, and proteins often cause inflammation, mucus buildup, and other issues in humans. Casein in dairy has been linked to increased mucus production and digestive discomfort. Type 2 diabetes and the power of nutrition. Dr. Barnard's work, particularly in What the Health, revealed how type 2 diabetes isn't primarily caused by sugar or carbohydrates. Rather, it stems from high saturated fat that blocks muscle and liver cells. Insulin is a key. Insulin unlocks cells so sugar can enter. When you eat too much saturated fat, it gums up the lock, making insulin ineffective. The sugar remains in your bloodstream, leading to high blood sugar levels. Fruit versus processed sugars. Fruit is metabolized differently, requiring less insulin and causing fewer blood sugar spikes because it's rich in fiber and nutrients. Processed sugars, on the other hand, provide empty calories without the buffering effect of fiber. Just like a cut on your skin heals naturally, every cell in your body can recover when you stop hindering it. Reducing or eliminating high-fat animal products allows insulin to do its job effectively, often reversing type 2 diabetes. The truth about blood type diets and nutritional misinformation. Many diet trends claim that people with different blood types should eat different foods. However, when you observe nature, every species eats the same diet, regardless of blood type. Lions don't have individual diet plans. Gorillas don't separate meals based on blood type. The notion that humans need drastically different diets based on blood type is another industry-driven narrative that fuels confusion and sells books. Comparative anatomy. What our bodies tell us. Our digestive system tells us everything we need to know about our optimal diet. Unlike carnivores, who have short, acidic digestive tracts designed to quickly process meat, Humans have long intestines similar to frugivorous animals like bonobos. This means our bodies are designed to digest and absorb nutrients from fruits, tender greens, nuts, and seeds, foods that provide us with hydration, fiber, and essential nutrients. Other key anatomical differences: jaw structure and chewing. Carnivores have sharp teeth meant for tearing flesh, while humans have flat molars meant for grinding plant matter. Lack of natural instinct to kill for food. Unlike true carnivores, humans don't instinctively chase down and kill animals with their bare hands for food. Vitamin C dependency. Humans, like other frugivores, don't produce their own vitamin C and must obtain it from fruits, whereas carnivores synthesize their own. The vehicle analogy. Think of your body like a vehicle. If you put the wrong type of oil or fuel in your car, you'll damage the engine or it might not even start. Similarly, our digestive systems are designed to process natural whole foods efficiently. Introducing foods high in saturated fat or inflammatory substances forces the body to work overtime just to keep us alive. Every time we eat, we either help or hinder our body's natural balance. The more we align with our design, the smoother and more efficiently we run, just like a well-maintained vehicle. The principles that led me to a deeper understanding weren't about simply deciding I'm supposed to eat this or maybe I'll try eating this way one day. Instead, they helped me grasp the why behind my choices, pulling me away from reliance on surface level tactics. I had a solid concept and a strategy, but what truly deepened my commitment was hearing transformational stories, both through listening to interviews and through my own personal interviews with real people who had walked this path. Their stories resonated with me, revealing struggles and breakthroughs that mirrored my own, and reinforced the ethical reasons behind this lifestyle. I also began to recognize the profound connection between domesticated animals and farm animals. Their personalities, emotions, and desire for life are no different. But understanding is only half the journey. The next crucial step is learning how to unlearn, to recognize and release conditioning, habits, and beliefs that have shaped our past choices. Unlearning? One of the most powerful aspects of learning often requires unlearning. It's not just about picking up new information. It's about letting go of old beliefs and patterns that keep us stuck. I know it did for me. When I first started on my health journey, I carried so many beliefs that I thought were true, that milk was essential for strong bones, that meat was the best source of protein, and that health issues could only be solved with medication. Those beliefs shaped my choices for years until I learned something different. But before I could fully move forward, I had to unlearn those deeply ingrained ideas. And I'm willing to bet there are a few beliefs quietly holding you back too. Often it's not our diet, exercise routine, or even our motivation that keeps us from reaching our goals. It's those hidden beliefs we haven't questioned yet. When I first started on my health journey, I carried so many beliefs that I thought were true, that milk was essential for strong bones, and that meat was the best source of protein, and that health issues could only be solved with medication. Those beliefs shaped my choices for years until I learned something different. Before I could fully move forward, I had to unlearn those deeply ingrained ideas. And I'm willing to bet there are a few beliefs quietly holding you back, too. Often it's not our diet, exercise routine, or even our motivation that keeps us from reaching our goals. It's those hidden beliefs we haven't questioned yet. Could these 5 hidden beliefs be holding you back from your health goals? And here's how I'm going to help you identify them and finally break free. I know what it's like to feel stuck, to want to be healthier but feel like something invisible is holding you back. The truth is, it's often not our diet, our exercise routine, or even our motivation. It's the beliefs we carry that quietly hold us back. I'm here to help you recognize these limiting thoughts and dissolve them from your mindset so you can finally achieve the health and energy you deserve. I've identified the most common beliefs that may be standing in your way and how to break free from them for good. Number 1, the comparison trap. Why am I not losing weight like them? Haven't we all scrolled through social media seeing people who have reached their health goals and thought, must be nice? But here's the truth. We only see the highlight reel. We don't see the effort, the struggles or mindset shifts behind their success. Comparison can silently sabotage progress. It can make you feel like you're not doing enough, even when you are. Worse, it can lead to self sabotage, burnout, and giving up completely. Action step: shift your focus inward. Track your own progress and celebrate every small win. Curate your environment. Temporarily unfollow or mute accounts that trigger negative comparisons until you gain confidence in you. Use others as inspiration, not competition. If comparison is holding you back, take a break from certain social media or surround yourself with uplifting people. Shifting your perspective to celebrate their win just as you would want them to celebrate you. Simply reaching out with kind words for others instantly shifts something within you. It literally sets you free to celebrate others. Give it a try. Consider a coach like me or another who resonates with you to help guide you too. Number 2, the internal thermostat. Quote, I can only go this far. We all have an internal thermostat for how much success, happiness, and health we believe we deserve. This internal setting is built by past experiences, family conditioning, and societal expectations. For example, if you grew up in an environment where health wasn't a priority or success was seen as something for other people, your subconscious may be blocking you from pushing further. You might unknowingly self sabotage once progress feels too unfamiliar. Action step: challenge your limits. Notice when you stop progressing and ask yourself, why do I feel like I can't go further? Visualize success. Regularly picture yourself living in a healthy, thriving body. Normalize success in your mind. Surround yourself with expanders. Spend time with people who have achieved what you want. This will show you it's possible. Number 3, if it's not happening fast, it's not working. We live in a world obsessed with instant results. Amazon delivers overnight, fast food is ready in minutes, and we expect quick fixes for everything. This mindset convinces us that if something isn't working fast, it must not be working at all. But health doesn't happen overnight. Your body needs time to heal, detox, and adjust, especially after years of unhealthy habits. Action step: focus on daily habits, not deadlines. Commit to small, consistent actions and trust they will compound over time. Pay attention to how you feel, not just the number on the scale. Increased energy, better sleep, and clearer skin are all signs of progress. Trust the process. Your body knows how to heal, but it needs time. Lasting change is worth the wait. Number 4, I don't have time or money to eat healthy. This belief is so common, but it's often not true. It's not that we lack resources, it's how we prioritize them. We've been conditioned to think that eating healthy is expensive and time consuming. Fast food is marketed as cheap and convenient, while wellness is shown as expensive juices and fancy superfoods. Action step: simplify your meals. Start with fruit for lunch and a big salad for dinner. It's affordable, simple, and nourishing. Plan ahead, prep meals in bulk, and buy seasonal produce. This saves you both time and money. See it as an investment. Your health is your most valuable asset. Prioritize it. We spend money for food and every other diet. I find I spend less since I've been plant-based than any other way I've eaten. It's all about a change in perspective. Number 5, what if it doesn't work for me? Or maybe I should wait until the perfect time. Waiting for the perfect time is one of the most dangerous traps. The idea that you'll start after the holidays, after a vacation, or when life calms down and feels safe. But the truth is, life never fully slows down. This belief often comes from a fear of failure. If you never start, you never have to risk not succeeding. Friends and family can also hold you back. Their doubts and lack of support can make your goals feel even harder to reach. Action step: start now. There's no perfect time. The sooner you start, the sooner you'll grow. Set boundaries. Limit time with people who don't support your goals. Surround yourself with those who uplift and inspire you. Focus on progress, not perfection. You'll figure things out along the way. Action leads to clarity and confidence. Ready to break free and reach your health goals? These limiting beliefs aren't facts, they're just thoughts, and thoughts can be changed. What if it works? Think of that. I want you to take a moment and acknowledge something powerful. You are already on your way to success. Just by taking the time to read this book, to question what you've been told, and to open yourself up to learning, you're making an incredible shift. I'm proud of you. Your journey is yours, and every step you take is a victory. Keep going because I know you have what it takes to win. The best version of yourself is already in motion. I can't wait to see how far you go. Learning to love yourself and your journey. As you continue learning, one of the important lessons is learning to be kind to yourself along the way. It's easy to focus on what you're doing wrong or how far you still have to go, but true growth happens when you recognize and celebrate every step forward, no matter how small. In fact, learning to love yourself in your journey is just as essential as the challenges you're making. If you had a boss who constantly put you down, but never acknowledged what you were doing right, how motivated would you be? Many people treat themselves this way when making diet or lifestyle changes. Shift your frequency to gratitude. Appreciate your progress instead of focusing on setbacks. Often our mind prioritizes our failures because these come with emotions, and our brain wants to help you figure out solutions. To shift your perspective, write down 2 things every day that were positive. They don't have to be life changing. Small wins count. Maybe you choose fresh fruit for lunch, listen to an inspiring interview by a plant based doctor, helped a coworker with a project. These small acknowledgments build momentum and help you focus on what you're doing right. Forgive yourself. Learning and growing requires mistakes. Admire your journey. Every step forward, no matter how small, is a win. Loving yourself isn't just about putting the right foods in your body, it's also about treating yourself with the same kindness, patience, and respect you expect from others. What's next? Turning knowledge into action. Now that you've learned why this works and the principles behind it, it's time to put it into practice. In the next chapter, we'll move to A for action, the key to making your goals a reality. Chapter 7, A, action, the bridge between knowledge and results. As we move through the progression, this is one of the most important factors in reaching your diet, health, exercise, career, or any other personal goal, including writing a book. Quote, there is no satisfaction without action. Veganology JJ. One of the true keys to beginning this life changing journey was action. I often reflect on what if we hadn't gone to the store that evening? What if there had been other foods I needed to get rid of first? What if there was a delay and I decided to take action on a different date, only for that date to be met with another excuse and so on? The power of small actions. When we put off action, even if we have a goal and tactics, we absolutely will never begin. The power of small actions. Here's the important thing: we often overcomplicate what taking action means. Actions don't have to be big, but they build momentum. One action leads to another. That night, the simple act of going out and buying produce seems small, but look at how that little action shaped my entire path to healing, health, and life changing decisions. Having fresh produce in my fridge led me to the next action, making a salad that evening. That led me to eating it, which gave me the momentum to do it again. Before I knew it, I had built a habit, one small action at a time. When you're ready to take action, don't overthink it. One simple action is all you need to begin. Momentum. Taking action in the moment. A great way to look at momentum is that it includes the word moment. Taking action in the moment rather than putting it off is what creates momentum. The hardest part of any task is taking the first step. Once you do, everything else begins to align. If you wait until the perfect time, it will never come. The moment you take one small step, even if it's something as simple as choosing fruit for lunch, you have started building momentum. Think about riding a bike. The hardest part is getting started. Once you gain a little momentum, the ride becomes easier, smoother, and before you know it, you're cruising. The book writing story. A real-life example of action in motion. Looking at your goals may seem overwhelming at first, like a compilation of many actions, but remember, it all starts with just one step. For example, I first had the goal of writing this book back in 2020. It was something I had committed to, something I wanted deeply, but until I began taking action, it remained just a dream. At first, I didn't even know where to begin. The idea of writing an entire book felt so big that I kept delaying it, convincing myself I had to figure out everything first. The title, the layout, the publishing process, it all felt complicated. But then I realized something. I was stuck in the tactics phase without moving to action. I decided my first action step wouldn't even be writing, it would be learning. I started listening to YouTube videos about book writing every evening while preparing my raw meals. I studied the structure of my favorite books, analyzing why they worked. I researched what made content engaging, motivating, and clear. Once I had a clear strategy, my next action step was to create an outline, just a simple plan of how I wanted the book to flow. It made it feel doable. Then, the next step, writing the introduction. That single action started it all. The thing I was missing wasn't knowledge, it was an action step. If you're trying to change your diet or start exercising, the same principle applies. Don't think about the whole process, just take one small action today. I have a gift for you, the slide story. The moment I learned to take action. As a kid, I loved going to a popular fast food restaurant where there was a big curly slide that always intrigued me. Every visit, I would stare at it from afar, but I'd choose the smaller, safer slide instead. It wasn't that anyone told me I couldn't go on the big slide. I told myself that. I made up stories in my head about why it wasn't for me. One day I mentioned it to my mom, and instead of dismissing me or forcing me to try, she gently encouraged me. Why don't you climb up and see if you like it? You don't have to go down, but at least you'll know how high it is. That small nudge changed everything. I climbed up, my heart racing, but I froze at the top and climbed back down. Yet something had shifted. The disappointment I felt in myself for not trying outweighed the fear. I climbed back up, sat at the top, and hesitated, but then I let go. When I reached the bottom, I realized how silly my fear had been. I went down that slide over and over again, shouting, "This is the fun slide." It was a pivotal moment that taught me a lesson I carry to this day. Fear is rarely based on reality. So here's the gift I want to give you as your coach. Permission. I give you permission. Permission to dream big. Permission to try. Permission to take that first step. And now I want you to give yourself permission. Give yourself permission to climb the metaphorical slide, whether it's beginning your plant-based or raw vegan journey, starting a new career, writing a book, committing to a fitness routine, or even stepping into a new relationship. Taking action doesn't mean doing everything at once. Give yourself permission to take that first step. Taking small steps. Actionable ways to get started. Begin with just 10 minutes of exercise. It doesn't have to be an hour, just get moving. Commit to eating 2 oranges every evening. Small, consistent changes make big impact. Add a salad to your dinner. Choose your favorite raw dressing to make it enjoyable. Watch a plant-based documentary. Learning keeps you motivated and informed. Listen to transformation stories. Podcasts, YouTube interviews, and community success stories inspire action. Find one fully raw meal to try. Start with something simple and delicious. Join a support group. Surrounding yourself with like-minded people is key. You might be interested in mine. I post info at the close of this book. Prepare meals in advance. Planning prevents last-minute unhealthy choices. Celebrate your small wins. Each positive step forward is worth acknowledging. Keep a journal of your journey. Reflecting on progress reinforces your commitment. Taking action is about building momentum, one small step at a time. Start where you are, do what you can, and watch how these small choices add up to massive transformation. Why simplicity is key. When I transitioned from a standard American diet to a raw vegan lifestyle, I made the leap overnight. What made it possible? Simplicity. I didn't overthink or get bogged down by conflicting advice. Instead, I approached it with excitement, curiosity, and a sense of adventure. At the time, I had no idea about vegan foods or fancy recipes. All I knew was to avoid anything cooked, avoid meat and dairy, and focus on fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds. This straightforward approach worked because it eliminated the need for complicated decisions. I acted quickly, kept things fun, and immersed myself in learning about the benefits of this lifestyle. Now, I've broken down what worked for me into 10 actionable tips to help you transition, whether you're moving toward a raw vegan or whole food plant based diet. Number one, start with the basics. Whether you're going raw vegan or plant based, begin with the essentials: fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds. Key differences: raw veganism excludes all cooked foods, meat, and dairy. Plant-based eating avoids meat and dairy while allowing cooked food, whole foods like grains and legumes. Sticking to these core principles from the beginning helps make the transition clear and simple. Number two, don't overthink it. Many people get paralyzed trying to find the perfect way to transition. They get stuck watching endless videos. They obsess over meal plans. They worry about protein, carbs, or doing it wrong. Instead, treat this as an exciting experiment rather than an overwhelming shift. Shift your mindset. Every meal is a chance to learn, not a test to pass. Simplify. You don't need gourmet recipes, just real food. Focus on how you feel, not perfection. Number three, take immediate action. Once you decide to transition, don't wait. Take action right away. Go to the store today and buy fresh produce. Set up a simple meal plan for the week. Clean out processed foods that don't serve your goals. Why? Because taking quick action builds momentum and commitment. You won't give yourself time to back out. Number four, keep fats minimal if weight loss is your goal. If your goal is weight loss, focus on high water, low fat foods like fruit and leafy greens. While healthy fats are important, they should make up less than 10% of your intake if you're aiming for weight loss. Keep avocados, nuts, and seeds in moderation. Prioritize hydrating, fiber rich foods. Raw foods already have fat naturally built in. You don't need extra oils or excessive amounts of nuts. Number five, simplify your meals. One of the biggest mistakes people make is overcomplicating food choices. Pick one go-to meal to streamline your transition. For me, it was a big salad with fresh vegetables, avocado, and nuts. Another tip, mono meals. What are mono meals? Eating just one type of food at a time, like a bowl of mangoes or a meal of watermelon. Why? Because digestion is more efficient when the body doesn't have to process a mix of different foods. Think of digestion like a job. If your boss tells you to make phone calls, send emails, and take a break all at once, you'd be overwhelmed, right? That's what happens when you overload your digestion. Eating one food at a time gives your body an easier workload. 6. Make it fun. If your food is boring, you won't stick with it. Experiment with dressings. Try one sweet, like orange juice and tahini, and one savory, like blended tomatoes and dates. Use lettuce wraps. Add avocado, salsa, and fresh veggies for a delicious bite. Try new textures, spiralized zucchini, blended soups, or fruit-based ice cream. Keep things exciting. Number 7. Immerse yourself in learning. Learning is what keeps motivation high. Ways to learn while transitioning. Listen to podcasts about plant-based health. Watch documentaries like What the Health or The Game Changers. Read books or blogs on plant-based nutrition. I personally made it a habit to watch videos while prepping my meals. This way I was always learning while taking action. Number 8, connect with a community. You become like the people around you. If everyone in your daily life eats processed food, it's easy to feel alone. Find your tribe, whether it's online or in person, to keep learning, stay inspired, and give support as you receive it. Join support groups. There are so many plant-based Facebook groups. Follow plant-based creators. Seeing others thrive keeps you motivated. Engage in discussions, ask questions, and share your wins. You might be interested in mine. I'll post more info at the close of this book. Revisit your why. When you feel off track, return to what initially inspired you. For me, rewatching the documentary that sparked my journey always reignites my passion and commitment. Ask yourself, why did I want to start this journey? How do I feel when I eat fresh foods? What long term benefits am I working toward? Your why is your anchor. Keep it in focus. Number 10, focus on abundance, not restriction. Instead of worrying about what you can't eat, celebrate what you can. Fill your plate with colorful, fresh foods. Try fruits and vegetables you've never eaten before. Experiment with fun, plant based meal ideas. Think of this as a journey of discovery, not deprivation. Quote, don't simply change your diet, let your diet change you. Veganology JJ. We have the motivation to take action on things we enjoy, so the best way to build momentum is to make actions fun. Keep it simple, take action, and enjoy the process. Chapter 8, D, Discipline, the bridge to freedom. Discipline often carries a negative connotation. It's seen as restrictive, rigid, or something that takes away joy. But what if I told you that discipline is actually freedom? Think about it. Every day we follow discipline in ways we don't even recognize. If you never miss your favorite TV show, that's discipline. If you love hiking and make sure to hit the trails every Saturday, that's discipline too. Maybe you always show up for your morning coffee ritual or stick to your skincare routine no matter how tired you are. Discipline is simply commitment in action, especially when it's something you want to do. In many ways, discipline is the bridge that connects where you are now to where you want to be. It's what allows you to move from intention to achievement, from wishing to winning. And while making a New Year's resolution or setting a new goal is exciting, what happens when life gets in the way? What do you do when you plan to eat a salad but you're out of ingredients? You're surrounded by social pressure or cravings start to kick in. You realize your choices make you different from others around you. Things just aren't convenient. This is where many people struggle. They might even reach the action phase, breaking their goals into manageable steps. But without discipline, setbacks become stopping points instead of learning moments. The truth is, momentum and habits can shift quickly. In just a few days, you can lose the progress you've worked for. Suddenly, it's, I'll start again next year. Sound familiar? Trust me, I've been there too. But here's the good news, discipline doesn't have to feel like a burden. In this chapter, we're going to shift your perspective and finally unlock what it takes to make discipline work for you, not against you. Nature's discipline, why it never struggles. Nature never struggles, it simply is. Think of a seed. Its entire purpose is to grow into a fruit-bearing plant. The seed doesn't second guess itself, procrastinate, or wonder if it should take a different path. It just follows the natural process, absorbing sunlight, receiving water, and growing in the right conditions. The seed doesn't produce fruit overnight, but even before you see any signs of life, the process is happening. Your journey is no different. Even before you see results, every small action matters. The key is to keep going, to build momentum, because just like a growing plant, if you stay committed, you will bear fruit. Why do humans struggle while animals don't? Wild animals don't struggle with their diet. They eat when they're hungry, stop when they're full, and naturally maintain their optimal weight. They don't debate food choices or read books on nutrition. They simply know how to nourish themselves. The truth is, you have that same natural instinct. From the moment we are born, we know exactly what to do, like a baby instinctively knowing to drink its mother's milk. With very few exceptions, this is an inborn behavior that requires no teaching. But after that, we start getting conditioned away from our natural instincts. Instead of listening to our bodies, we are introduced to processed foods, sugary treats, and fast food as rewards. Over time, our understanding of nourishment gets hijacked by marketing, social norms, and cultural traditions. By the time we reach adulthood, we are battling decades of conditioning that tell us what is normal rather than what is natural. The biggest struggle isn't what to eat, it's how to reprogram your mind so that healthy choices feel effortless. The truth is, you don't need a meal plan, you need a mind plan. Quote, you don't need a meal plan, you need a mind plan. Veganology JJ. Are you a rebel? Let me ask you something. Are you the kind of person who questions things instead of blindly accepting them? Do you ever feel like you're meant for something more than just going along with the crowd? Have you started to wonder if the way we've been taught to eat, live, and think is really serving us or anyone else? If you're nodding your head, then maybe you're a rebel. While reading Rebel by Graham Cochran, that word hit me in a way I didn't expect. It made me realize how often I've chosen to live differently, think differently, and be different. And maybe you have too. Fun fact, I share a birthday with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., a man who wasn't afraid to speak up for what was right, even in the face of adversity. That inspires me every day to speak up for my health because I refuse to believe that aging means accepting disease. For animals, because every being, whether pet or farmed animal, deserves compassion. What if your struggle isn't what you think? Maybe you've tried to eat healthier, go plant based, or even explore a raw vegan lifestyle. Maybe you've felt called to stand up for animals but worried about what others would think. Maybe you've started to question whether pharmaceuticals are the only answer to health issues. But here's the truth. What if the struggle isn't because it's hard, but because you're stuck in the crowd's mindset? What if you're holding on to limiting beliefs like, everyone eats this way, so it must be fine? I could never give up, insert food here. Disease is just part of getting older. What if it's time to challenge that? Following the crowd is easy, but history shows that progress only happens when someone decides to step away from the crowd. Maybe that someone is you. Maybe it's choosing fresh, living foods to fuel your body. Maybe it's going plant based because you've opened your heart to animals. Maybe it's embracing a life of health and compassion because you see how deeply connected everything is. You're not here to fit in, you're here to lead. Be the shift, be the rebel. The media, society, and even the people around us may want us to stay comfortable, to keep doing what's easy, but comfort never leads to lasting changes that you desire. Question what you've been taught, challenge the myths, create your own path. Why does this matter for achieving your goals? Because you're going to be faced with a crowd, and if you are not confident that your choices are yours, not theirs, you'll struggle. The key is to be able to stay connected with others while still honoring your own path. You have a unique fingerprint. What you put in your body and bring to the world shapes your purpose, your health, and your impact. By reading this book, I know you're a rebel, ready to live in joy without struggle and to achieve success. Embracing discipline and routine. Many of us think that discipline and routine can feel confining, like they put us in a box. But what if instead routine could empower us? What if it could align our actions with our deepest goals? Every day we follow certain habits, whether intentional or not. These routines form our lives, and they're often hard to change, not because of the habits themselves, but because of our mindset. For me, eating fresh fruits, vegetables, and nuts isn't a choice anymore. It's a lifestyle ingrained in me through research, testimonials, and understanding the anatomy of human health. At first, it was just a way to lose weight. But as I learned more, a seed was planted. I saw how this diet could reverse disease and support lifelong health. So if you're doing the same thing day in and day out and not seeing the results you want, maybe it's time for a shift. It takes strength to look outside the box and question the direction everyone else is going. History shows us that real change is often led by a small percentage of people who dared to go against the grain. When you open your mind, you can start to see the new possibilities. Maybe you want vitality, to feel your best each day. Start with small changes. Begin to view food as fuel. What you put in your body matters. Even adding 10 minutes of movement into your day can build momentum. Get in a routine, but make it a routine that you love and that aligns with you. I believe in you because I was exactly where you are now. At first, it may feel challenging, but stick with it. By day 2, you'll feel accomplished, and by day 4, you may even crave fresh foods. For me, 3 days of raw fruits, smoothies, a few nuts, and big salads helped clear my palate and give me a fresh start. It worked wonders and could do the same for you. We're here to make a difference, not only for ourselves, but even for those we show up for, even if they don't know it yet. It isn't about restriction, it's about freedom. Freedom to feel our best, expand compassion, and make choices we're proud of. This is a new beginning, a fresh start. Let's embrace it with excitement, like an adventure. You've got this. Embracing triggers and moving toward your goals. Lasting change doesn't come from erasing thoughts or eliminating triggers. While we can reduce exposure by surrounding ourselves with the right people, keeping good food in our fridge, and setting up a supportive environment, the reality is we can never completely erase or ignore feelings. For anyone who has struggled with intrusive thoughts or OCD, psychology teaches us the most effective approach isn't about trying to remove thoughts or triggers. Instead, it's about changing the way we interact with them. The key difference: confidence in your ability to navigate these moments, trust your skills, and lean into the mindset that keeps you on track. This takes practice and, most importantly, a deep seated belief in yourself. The power of shifting how you interact with triggers. For example, when I'm in a restaurant, I smell flavors from old favorites I used to enjoy. I don't panic or try to push those thoughts away. Instead, I acknowledge them. I remember that was good. I understand the experience. I appreciate it. And then it simply floats away because it no longer defines my choices. Think of it like a baseball glove catching a ball. If your glove is stiff and rigid, the ball will bounce off. But if you give with it, absorb it, and allow the motion to flow naturally, you control the play. The goal is not to fear or resist triggers. It's to interact with them like clouds passing by. As Mark Freeman, a writer and YouTuber on mental fitness, puts it, thoughts are just passing moments and you decide how to engage with them. This is no different than looking back at your younger years and reminiscing about the good old days. You may remember fun nights out, but it doesn't mean you want to relive them, staying up all night drinking and dragging yourself to work the next morning. You can acknowledge the past without being pulled back into it. Discipline is a skill, not suppression. Mastering this mindset is like strengthening any other muscle. It grows with use. The more you lean into what serves you rather than dwelling on the things that don't, the stronger and more natural your discipline becomes. Think about it like basketball, my favorite sport in high school. When I was in the zone coming down the court, it wasn't as if defenders weren't trying to steal the ball. I didn't run from them. I didn't freeze up or lose focus because they were there. Instead, I maneuvered with confidence, using my skills to move around them and get to the basket. That's exactly how you approach discipline and setbacks. The triggers will come, the cravings will be there, the doubts will creep in, but instead of letting them steal the ball from you, you keep your head in the game, adjust, and drive forward with ease. The past might not have been you yesterday, and that's okay, but this is you now. Routine is discipline in action. Many people think of discipline as confining, a rigid structure that limits freedom. But in reality, freedom is discipline in action. It's not about restriction, but alignment. When done right, routine empowers you, aligning your daily actions with your deepest goals and values. Every day we follow certain habits, whether intentional or not. These routines shape our lives, and they often feel difficult to change, not because of the habits themselves, but because of our mindset. For me, eating fresh fruits, vegetables, nuts isn't just a choice anymore, it's a lifestyle. At first, I transitioned for weight loss. As I learned more, I saw how this diet reversed disease and supported lifelong health. That understanding was my turning point. It planted a seed that continued to grow. If you're doing the same thing every day but not getting the results you want, maybe it's time for a shift. It takes courage to question the norm and look outside the box. But history shows that the biggest changes have always come from those willing to go against the grain. When you open your mind, you start to see new possibilities. Just as the seasons change, the sun rises and sets, and nature follows its rhythms, our bodies thrive on consistency. Look at the beauty and abundance nature provides when it stays in balance: health, renewal, and harmony. The same applies to us. When we align with the right habits, nourish ourselves, and trust the process, we reap the benefits. Stay with it, friend. You got this. Give your routine room to breathe. I often hear Dawn say, based on her studies with American Dream Trading, that you have to give the stock room to breathe. In trading, this means that as a stock rises, it often experiences a pullback before continuing its upward motion. That small dip is not failure, it's just a natural readjustment before it moves higher. Your journey is the same. You might have to adjust your routine based on what aligns with your current season of life and everything you've learned. Being too strict without allowing for flexibility can lead to unnecessary stress and setbacks. Instead, move with the flow of your life, like adjusting your sails to the wind rather than fighting against it. Real life example: adjusting instead of struggling. Maybe you planned on making a big salad, but the store was closed. Or maybe you were looking forward to eating oranges, but your wife ate the last ones. Maybe you worked late and didn't have time to prep your meal. Instead of letting these moments throw you off, adjust with ease. Just as nature doesn't struggle, you don't have to either. Stay as closely aligned with your goals as possible. Make the best choice in the moment and celebrate your consistency instead of dwelling on detours. You are a culmination of every experience. You're not just the person you are today. You're the sum of every experience you've had, especially when it comes to your journey toward health or any other goal. Every perceived setback is a learning experience that shapes you. Every shift, every new discovery, every excitement, every single meal you enjoy brings you closer to your goals. Moments are what make the journey. This is why loving the process is so important. Learning to love what aligns with your goals. I can see it so clearly in myself. My work ethic comes from my grandfather. My sense of humor and standing in my truth came from my mom. The kindness I show others is an overlap of my mother and my grandmother. Everything I have learned, every shift in my diet, the kindness I show others is an overlap of my mother and grandmother. Everything I've learned, every shift in my diet, every video I've watched is all led me here. I didn't wake up one day and suddenly adopt a raw vegan lifestyle. I transitioned over time. I went from standard American diet to raw vegan, then experimented with processed vegan alternatives, then shifted to whole foods, and eventually returned to a high fruit raw lifestyle. And even now, I allow myself flexibility. For example, I say raw loosely because at times I may include lightly processed options like frozen peas when I can't find fresh ones. Instead of depriving myself, I open my perspective, realizing that flash freezing vegetables at peak ripeness was still aligned with my goals. Even within your journey, keep an open mind while staying true to the core principles that guide you. Growth comes from expansion, not restriction. Many people start their journey with one purpose, but grow into deeper understanding. Some go vegan for ethical reasons, then later transition to whole food plant based. Others begin with processed plant based foods and move towards a high raw lifestyle. Some start as whole food vegans, then realize a fruit based raw diet is where they feel best. The key is being open to learning and evolving rather than feeling trapped by rigid expectations. I used to view my diet as something to follow strictly, but as I continued on my journey, I realized that health is about expansion, not restriction. It's not about what you can't have, it's about what you gain. When I fully embraced this understanding, my choices became effortless. Principles over willpower. Why some people succeed. While there's plenty of information online about what to eat, success doesn't come from knowledge alone. The people who thrive don't just follow rules, they develop deeply ingrained principles that guide their decisions. When something becomes part of your core identity, it's no longer a struggle, it's simply who you are. Each day, begin with appreciation. Every morning, appreciate yourself and all that you've already accomplished. Too often, we focused on the next milestone instead of celebrating the victories along the way. And remember, you aren't giving up things you enjoy, you are gaining freedom. The freedom to reach for the things that align with your goals. The freedom to eat in a way that makes you feel your best. The freedom to live in a way that supports your values. Your journey isn't about deprivation, it's about choosing what truly serves you. Quote, when you want to lose weight, you must gain a new perspective. Veganology JJ. If your goal is to lose weight, the secret isn't in restriction. You have to gain knowledge. You have to gain awareness of your patterns. You have to gain new habits that align with your values. And most importantly, you have to lose the limiting beliefs that have kept you stuck. Your body is not fighting against you, it's working with you. Let go of the mindset of restriction, both in your diet and in your goals. You're already great. You've already accomplished so much. You already have the ability to achieve anything you want. You just need a blueprint to follow. And that's where GLAD comes in. You've got this. Here are 4 powerful strategies to finally overcome your setback triggers and achieve lasting success. Setback triggers are obstacles that can hold you back from reaching your goals, whether you're transitioning to a healthier diet, a raw vegan or whole food plant-based diet lifestyle, or simply trying to stay consistent in your vegan or fitness journey. While setbacks can be valuable learning experiences, encountering the same ones repeatedly can drain your confidence, slow your progress, and create frustration. If you find yourself fearing setbacks, feeling out of control, or stuck in a cycle of self-doubt, it's a sign that it's time to examine these patterns and shift your approach. Through my own experience and knowledge of human psychology, I have learned that lasting success isn't about willpower. It's about strategy and mindset. Here are 4 powerful ways to move forward with confidence, reframe setbacks, and achieve long-term consistency. Number 1, identify your triggers and change how you engage with them. The first step in overcoming setbacks is identifying what triggers them and learning how to respond. Think back to the last time you deviated from your health goals. Was it a social event, stress, a craving for comfort foods? Often setbacks follow patterns, and recognizing them allows you to prepare instead of react. Some of the most common triggers include holidays or special occasions when routines are disrupted, dining out or social pressure, feeling influenced by what others are eating, emotional stress, using food for comfort rather than nourishment, fatigue or illness, falling back on old habits when feeling low, social influence, letting the opinions of others affect your choices, internal programming, childhood beliefs and ingrained habits that act like an internal thermostat, keeping you stuck. The key is not to fight these triggers, but to change how you interact with them. I like to compare it to basketball, my favorite sport. When I was in the zone, as I mentioned, dribbling down the court, it wasn't as if defenders weren't trying to steal the ball. I didn't run from them. I maneuvered through them using my skills to get to the basket. It's the same with setbacks. You don't have to avoid them, but you do need to build confidence. Build the confidence to move through them. For example, when I'm in a restaurant and smell flavors of an old favorite meal, I don't panic or suppress the memory. Instead, I acknowledge it. I remember that was good, but it is no longer who I am. Just like an old memory of late nights out doesn't make me want to go back to partying, my past food habits don't dictate my present choices. The goal isn't to erase thoughts or cravings, but to change the way you respond, to recognize the moment and then let it pass like a cloud floating by. Number 2, stand in conviction and lead with confidence. Confidence is one of the most powerful tools in staying on track. When you stand firm in your choices, people are less likely to challenge you. If there's doubt in your voice, others will push harder to make you second guess yourself. People often resist change, especially when it disrupts their version of normal. But what you eat and how you take care of yourself is your decision, not theirs. One of the best ways to solidify your conviction is to share your excitement. When my family saw how much I genuinely loved my meals, how I spoke about my plant-based lifestyle with passion rather than defensiveness, they respected my choices. I didn't need to explain myself. I was simply authentic and confident. If someone questions your choices, a simple response like, "I used to enjoy that too, but I feel amazing eating this way," is often enough. You don't have to defend yourself excessively, just own your decision, how to handle social situations with ease. Don't make it a debate. You don't need to justify your choices to anyone. Lead by example. Instead of explaining, let your health and energy speak for itself. Use humor. If someone pokes fun, a lighthearted response like, "Hey, more for you," keeps it playful and shifts the conversation. Respect others, but expect respect in return. You don't judge them for their plate, so they shouldn't judge yours. You set the standard for how others treat you. The more confident you are, the less likely people will question you. And over time, your example might even inspire them to make changes too. Number 3, prepare and position yourself for success. The best way to avoid setbacks, be prepared. When you anticipate challenges, you can move through them effortlessly. A strong offense is the best defense. Simple ways to stay prepared. Bring your own food. If you're going to an event, bring a fresh fruit platter, a plant-based dish, or a smoothie to ensure you have something you love. Suggest non-food activities. Instead of always meeting up for meals, suggest a nature walk, a game night, or a creative activity. Host gatherings. When you're in charge, you control the menu and set the tone. Be selective about events. If the gathering is too tempting or triggering, you're allowed to say no. Protect your energy. If you're early in your journey and still building confidence, surround yourself with people who support you. If that means stepping away from environments that make you doubt yourself, do it. This is your journey. Be selective about who you share your goals with. One of the most overlooked but crucial aspects of staying on track is who you choose to share your journey with, especially in the beginning. When you decide to make big change, whether it's going vegan, transitioning to a raw food diet, or committing to a healthier lifestyle, it's natural to feel excited and want to tell the world. But sometimes sharing too soon can do more harm than good. Not everyone will understand your choices. Some may question you, plant seeds of doubt, or unknowingly drain your excitement before you've even had a chance to build momentum. Think of your journey like a seed planted in the soil. A seed needs water, sunlight, and nurturing to grow, not frost, harsh winds, or negativity that stunts its progress. Your decision to embrace a healthier, more compassionate lifestyle needs the right environment to thrive. Who you surround yourself with matters. That's why it's so important to share your goals with those who uplift and encourage you, like our Veganology community. Protect your growth by leading with action. Instead of announcing, I'm going vegan or I'm going raw, focus on the doing first. Start making changes quietly. Explore new recipes. Educate yourself on nutrition, ethics, and health. Build your foundation before inviting outside opinion. When the results start to show, glowing skin, vibrant energy, weight loss, mental clarity, and improved health, your actions will speak louder than words. That's when people will notice and ask, what's your secret? Surround yourself with people who are your sunlight, not your frost. Not everyone is meant to walk this path with you. Some people will project their fears onto you because your change challenges their own beliefs. It's okay if not everyone gets it. Protect your dream, nurture it. Surround yourself with people who act as your sunlight and water, not your frost and doubt. Your journey is yours to take step by step, one meal, one choice at a time. Discipline is about reaching for the things that are important to you instead of clouding your mindset with what is important to others. When you focus on what truly aligns with your values and your goals, discipline becomes a tool for self empowerment rather than a struggle against external expectations. Always remember when looking at any limiting belief, discipline, or routine, perception is your reality. A small shift in perspective to loving yourself, believing in yourself, is all you need. It changes directions of your thoughts, which become how you navigate and have the wisdom to reach your goals. I'm here to tell you how proud of you I am. I know with this blueprint and your life experience, you are on your way to greatness. Lean into who you are becoming. This journey is not about restriction, it's about freedom. The freedom to feel your best, the freedom to live in alignment with your values, the freedom to make choices that serve you rather than ones dictated by old habits or societal norms. Instead of fearing setbacks or struggling against them, learn to move with them, just like a skilled player on the court, just like the clouds in the sky, just like adjusting the sails on your journey. And when you begin each day with appreciation for how far you've come, everything shifts. You aren't giving up the things you enjoy. You are gaining the ability to reach for what truly aligns with you. This is your life. You are in control. And when you truly embrace that, nothing can stop you. Final thought. Final thought. Lean into who you are becoming. Are you owning your symptoms or owning your health? Part of discipline is control because you ultimately control your own life. For years, I believed that medication was the answer to my symptoms. I thought chronic pain was caused by my slightly curved spine, and I accepted seasonal allergies as just a part of life. But everything changed when I made one powerful shift. I stopped masking my symptoms and started addressing the root cause through what I put into my body. When I went raw vegan, eating only uncooked fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds, within just 30 days, my 18 years of back pain disappeared. I still have the same spine doctors once blamed, but the pain is gone. I used to think my seasonal allergies were triggered by pollen, but in reality, dairy was the culprit. Since eliminating it, I haven't suffered from allergies in almost 6 years. On top of that, I lost 55 pounds and have effortlessly kept it off. This experience led me to research and discover so many others have healed from conditions like high blood pressure, heart disease, diabetes, and even autoimmune disorders, ailments we've been told require medication for life. The truth is, our bodies are not broken. They are designed to heal when we remove what's causing harm and provide them with the right fuel. Think of your body like a clogged drain. If it's backing up, you don't just stop pouring things down it temporarily, you unclog it. You address the root issue so everything can flow properly again. The same applies to our health. When we catch a cold, our body works to expel toxins through mucus production. This is a sign that the body is actively trying to heal itself. Similarly, when we get a cut on our skin, it heals on its own if we leave it alone and give it the right conditions. Yet for years I ignored this simple fact when it came to my body's cells and internal health. Cells regenerate, and especially if you're facing a life-threatening illness, it's worth revisiting and educating yourself on how the body works. Taking the time to understand this can also take away the fear. While we may not be able to control everything, we can at least do our best to give ourselves the best chance at health. If you're healthy, then this is the best place to begin. One thing that made me passionate about sharing this is realizing how little information is available in the mainstream media about true health and healing. Instead, we're constantly bombarded with unhealthy food commercials followed by pharmaceutical ads offering solutions to the very problems that the poor diets create. Is this just a coincidence, or does industry play a significant role in what we are told? If you're like me and this idea even slightly shifts your thinking, I challenge you to research it for yourself. I once posted about what's really in meat, yet it received virtually no views. It's eye-opening to see how controlled information can be. If you're struggling with any health issue, whether it's allergies, weight gain, or something more serious, why not give it a try? You don't have to jump in all at once. Just start with small steps. Try a simple 3-day challenge. Lunch, a big bowl of fresh fruit. Dinner, a hearty salad with healthy fats to keep you full. Dessert, a banana almond milk smoothie. For more guidance, check out my beginner vegan guide available on my website or scan the QR code to access it directly. Discipline is taking action even when it's not easy. What step can you take today to own your health and move toward your goals? The illusion of control versus true discipline. We often perceive a false sense of control by disobeying discipline. What do I mean by this? We feel like discipline is a restriction we place on ourselves. For example, having that ice cream when you're committed to getting healthy may feel like an act of self-control. But is it really? There are great versions of vegan ice cream, even raw, but that's beside the point here. I mean the sugary, dairy-based kind. Maybe you skip your exercise routine or you choose a burger over salad. This often stems from a deep-seated reward system where we convince ourselves that we deserve it. But shift your perspective. Does this truly align with your goals? Is this actually controlling your outcomes? Or is it a false sense of control where your mind is convincing you that freedom means reverting to old habits? True freedom is finally aligning with your goals and stepping into your best self. Lean into discipline because that is where real transformation happens. The difficulty and stress often come from feeling misaligned with our health, financial, and fitness goals. Instead of resisting discipline, embrace it. The control you've been searching for isn't in indulgence, it's in commitment. A true rebel doesn't go against their goals. A true rebel leans into the discipline that aligns them with their purpose. The path isn't always easy, but it bridges the gap between where you are and where you want to be. Just like planting a seed requires water, sunlight, and soil to grow, your efforts will eventually bear fruit. When I learned about how nature works together in unison, how fruit trees bear fruit and frugivorous humans or animals eat that fruit, dispersing its seeds to grow new trees, I realized how equivalent this is to our journey toward our goals. The process of dispensing seeds ensures the continuation of life, just as our own journey and growth can inspire and impact others. When you commit to discipline and growth, that inspiration spills over into others. You are the fruit carrying the seeds of wisdom and knowledge and transformation. By simply being yourself, embracing your journey, and sharing your experiences, you plant seeds in others, encouraging them to be their best selves too. Just like a coffee bean doesn't change when placed in water, it transforms the water into coffee. You have the power to shape your environment rather than letting it shape you. When you remain true to yourself and align with your goals, that strength spills over not only into your own life, but also into the lives of those around you. Being yourself and staying disciplined isn't just about personal achievement, it's about creating ripples that inspire others to step into their best selves. Remember, like anything else, building new habits, just like building muscle, can feel uncomfortable at first. It may even hurt, but with time, it gets easier. Every single day is progress and a learning experience. Don't excuse yourself back into old habits. Instead, be kind to yourself, learn from mistakes, and keep moving forward. You are on a path to greatness. Often the beginning of that path is the hardest. Our goal with these tools is to help make your journey an enjoyable and empowering transition. It won't be without challenges, but it's absolutely worth it. Don't give up. Honestly, the biggest thing that keeps people from reaching their goals is giving up too soon. You may start over 100 times, and that's okay. The G.L.A.D. Blueprint is here to be your guide to help you refocus and get back on track and remind you that you truly can do anything you set your mind to. You've done hard things before. Just look at how far you've already come. Allow this book to be your guide as you push toward your full potential. With persistence and the right tools, you can reach your health goals and beyond. Remember, every small step is part of a much bigger transformation. Let me know where you are on your journey. I would love to hear it. This book serves as my way of planting seeds, taking the lessons and experiences that have transformed my life and sharing them with you in hopes that they help you recognize your own greatness and what you truly deserve. Let's put my simple 4-step GLAD blueprint into action. This approach helps you stay motivated, align with your goals, and in control of your journey. I've also created a worksheet with powerful motivation to guide you through this process. Check it out on the website. Hello, friend. Welcome to the GLAD quiz. I'm so grateful for you reading my book. You are the reason I wrote this. I created this short, fun, and insightful quiz to help you identify what might be holding you back, and most importantly, how to move forward. How it works. Take the quiz by selecting the answers that resonate with you. Tally up your points, scan the QR code, or visit gladblueprint.com. That's gladblueprint.com to get your customized results. What you'll get: a free entry into my Amazing Transformers VIP Club email list, a free GLAD workbook to help you apply what you have learned, insightful customized notes tailored to your results, a personalized plan of action based on your score, exact chapters and pages to revisit in the book for deeper guidance, access to G.L.A.D. GLAD workshops, and other freebies just for you, my reader. I truly believe that you have everything you need inside of you to achieve your goals. Let's uncover what's holding you back and take that next step together. Let's go. I'll read the question and then the answers. Number 1, which of the following best describes something you might say? I've been wanting to lose weight for years since I picked up weight after high school, but I have had other things I had to take care of first. 1 point. Next, I did a bunch of research in January about whole food plant-based diets. I really got into it. I even listened to a few podcasts and followed plant-based doctors online. I'm going to do that one day. 2 points. Next, I like eating healthy, but it's too hard with having kids and needing quick things to eat. Plus, my family would make it impossible to stick to it. 3 points. I like eating healthy, but it's too hard with having kids and needing quick things to eat. Plus, my family would make it impossible to stick to it. 3 points. Next, I downloaded a few recipes online for whole food plant-based eating. I liked a few of the meals. I followed it for a few nights, but didn't know what else to eat, so I stopped. 5 points. Next, I saw a show online about a lady who changed her life. I went all in, learned everything about whole food plant-based raw vegan, started the next month and never looked back. I'm off all meds and feel great. 10 points. Number 2. Which of the following sounds like how you handled your New Year's resolution? My resolution was I'm so passionate about financial freedom. I wanted to start a business, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. 1 point. I decided to start a business, went to online classes, and even got a business coach. Then I did a little bit at a time, and within 6 months, it was perfect. Now running for 2 years. 10 points. Next, I paid $600 for a class on new businesses and learned all the ins and outs of it. I never did get around to coming up with a plan. 3 points. Next, I wanted to start a business, but it seems too complicated. I really have to look into it. 2 points. Next, I started a business. I have a name, a website, a license, and everything, but I had so much going on, I never had a second to work on it with my schedule, and eventually it fizzled out. 5 points. Question number 3. Which of the following sounds like something you might say? I want to look like my favorite online fitness coach, really toned up and in shape, but I don't have a second to get started. 1 point. Next, I started working out every evening, but my work schedule changed, so I gave up on it. 5 points. Next, I set a goal on January 1st to get in shape. I made a list of 3 easy workouts that I could do before work daily and learned all about how the muscles work. I really stuck to it, and now I'm feeling amazing. My friends comment on how toned I am. 10 points. Next, I want to work out, but all the workouts I see are too hard. 2 points. Next, I watched this great workout channel, and I'm really excited. I really need to come up with a routine, but I don't have the time to fit in going to the gym or afford exercise equipment. 3 points. Number 4. The last goal I set, I felt excited but never got started on it. 3 points. Next, it seemed too complicated. I did not know where to start. 1 point. Next, I did good for a while, but I couldn't maintain it to get my result. 5 points. Next, I nailed it. I always achieve my goals. 10 points. Next, I gathered a bunch of info, but I thought someone like me couldn't do this and I gave up. 2 points. How to get your custom results. Tally up your points. How to get your custom results. Tally up your points and then scan the QR code. You may also visit gladblueprint.com. That's G.L.A.D. blueprint.com to receive your personalized breakdown and next steps. Download your GLAD workbook here with the QR code or visit gladblueprint.com. Medical disclaimer. The information provided in this book is for educational and informational purposes only and is not intended as medical advice. It should not be used as a substitute for professional medical diagnosis, treatment, or advice. Always seek the guidance of your physician or qualified healthcare provider with any questions you may have regarding your health or a medical condition. The author and publisher of this book are not responsible for any health consequences resulting from the use or misuse of the information provided. Reliance on any information in this book is solely at your own risk. The nutritional and dietary suggestions mentioned may not be suitable for everyone. If you have any underlying health conditions or are on medication, consult a healthcare professional before making significant changes to your diet or lifestyle. The author does not claim to cure, prevent, diagnose, or treat any medical condition. The information shared reflects personal experiences and research and should not be interpreted as guaranteed outcomes for others. Thank you. If you enjoyed this book, please leave a review. And if you mention it on social media, please hashtag GLAD on your social media too. I'm excited to hear from you. Thank you for reading. I sincerely appreciate you.